Hello class, this is a video to help you complete the EBSCO article annotation, although I guess it's now the JSTOR article annotation. We used to use EBSCO, but we can't use it anymore because our password doesn't work. So how do you do it? You go to, where's the class? Here we are. Expository reading and writing, ERWC class. There should only be a couple things there. And so you click on EBSCO article annotation. And of course, reading the instructions can help. So the basic overview of the assignment is that we want to take something you're passionate about and find an academic journal article that really is the type of thing that you're going to have to use in college if you do, research paper stuff. So we want to expose you to that stuff, but we also want to show you that the things that you're interested in can be, researched and studied in college. It's people think, oh, it's either academic or it's fun. No, you could take your fun stuff and make it academic, right? So log on to JSTOR database, jstor.org. User pass name is Springfield THS, and the username, and then the password is Ruvatupa. And so if you do that, jstor.org, I think I have my stuff saved already, but when you wait an hour, oh, here we go. Yeah, this is already saved. So when you see it, it'll come up like this, and then you type in Springfield THS, and then the password Ruvatupa here, and then you log in, and then it'll take you to that screen. At this point, if you want to do an advanced search, the only thing you need to click on is journals. There's nothing for peer-reviewed stuff, or sorry, articles. Just click on articles because that's really all you want. And then just type in anything that, is interesting to you. I don't know. I played water polo in high school. Let's see if there's anything there. Sports terms, water polo, FIS, flu, and blood flow, symbolic resistance and international response in Hungary. This would be the one I choose. So what I do is I click on download PDF if you choose an article. And as far as the article goes, it can really be anything. Try to find something that's somewhat interesting to you. Accept, proceed to download. Because your writing assignment is going to be about this. And so you're going to want to choose something that you care about, right? Did it show up? Oh, here we go. Okay, this looks like a good article. Journal of Sports History. So I'm going to click Control A, which selects everything, and then Control C, which copies everything. Then I'm going to open up a new document. And then I'm going to hit Control V, and that pastes everything. You could also do right click and you could do all the same stuff. Control V. Should work. Give it a second. There it is. Okay, so now what you have on your screen is a mess. You don't need to go crazy. You're going to annotate 3 of the pages, so you don't need to fix everything. Don't spend hours doing this, but you do need to make it look somewhat presentable. So what I'll do is I'll find the title and also kind of flip back and forth. So I'm looking for weaving the thread and introduction. We at least want that. So if we go down, there it is, weaving the thread and introduction. So I'll leave the title, maybe the journal that it came from, and then I'll just kind of get rid of all this. That's just not necessary. And then just kind of space it out. This is responding very slowly. Wow. Okay. So there's your title. Here's your authors. Maybe I'll put this a little bit lower. And then this is your title. Not your title, your yeah, this is all the title. So I don't know, and you don't have to go fancy. Maybe I'll just highlight it so you know. Maybe I'll plug in by this person. And then this is where it starts, right? So then we could just take a look. Yeah. And it doesn't have to look exactly the same, but, and then the next paragraph, so it ends with concept, and the next paragraph is just as surely. So this is where it begins, and it might take this, and this thing ever works. Sorry, this is so slow. There you go. So that's looking kind of nice. And then we get to all the notes. I don't know if I really want all these notes. Concept, and then just as surely. There it is, concept. So if I take out this and I go down to just as surely, which is right here, all that does is take out the notes. All I'm looking for is the paragraphs. So, and then next one is in this paper, and then signs. That's not what I want. So you do have to spend, as you can see, you do have to spend a few minutes, formatting. There we go. Don't spend forever, but if it's a mess, then it's very hard to read through. In this paper, hey, it's time for first period. Oh, that was good. Is this gonna work? Okay, so let's assume you can format the rest, okay? Now the big question, so that's looking a lot better already, right? It actually looks like a paper. Format like 3 pages of it just in the paragraph so you can, read through it appropriately. And then let's go back to the instructions. Copy and paste, read and annotate 3 pages of the article using the 2 sources above. I'm going to talk about those in a second. And then at the bottom, either you could do it at the top of the article, you could do it at the bottom of the 3rd page, you could do it at the very bottom of the article. It doesn't matter, but somewhere, and maybe like bold it or highlight it. Write a short paragraph explaining which of these strategies here that you used to help you read, because it is a difficult piece of literature to read. So if I click on the strategies, and these are very basic, these are the ones you're trying to do. there's things like, visualize what you're reading. There's things like, look for, I always like this one, look for the title and headings and bolded words and underlined words and patterns and that kind of thing. Visualizing is here, identifying a problem and fixing, adjusting the pacing, I think are very useful. I'm confused when this happens. I'm not sure about this. So noting what's difficult for you and then figuring out what I need to do to fix it. I need to slow down. I need to reread certain things or look up certain definitions. These are the ones that we normally do while annotating. This is, this reminds me of, this connects to me because I predict that this is going to happen. So those are the reading strategies which you should be using as you're reading the article. And then here's the instructions on how to actually annotate. It's a little bit different than what we usually do, just a little bit. So the usual stuff is at the bottom. And you do want to do that. So annotate in the usual ways, make connections, ask questions, make predictions, all that kind of stuff. But in addition to that, you want to make sure you do the stuff at the top. Okay. So main argument, claims, which is what are the little or smaller arguments, evidence, sections where you're confused, specialized vocabulary, places where you lack some background knowledge, places where comprehension depends on that background knowledge. So let's see if I can find an example. So as I'm going through and reading this, it says nationalism or national character may emerge slowly, generationally, with small and large turning points serving to direct the evolution of national je ne sais quoi. Okay, so I might say here, I happen to know what je ne sais quoi means, but let's say I didn't. I might make a note. And, put what it is at the beginning. So if it's main point, put main point, colon, and then whatever the main point is. If it's claim, put claim, and then colon, and then whatever the claim is. The claim is basically your topic sentence. It's the smaller argument that they're making. Evidence is like statistics or an example, or, it's what they're using to prove their point. So here, vocab, and then just whatever you think about it. I might say something like, this sounds French. I don't know what it means, whatever it is. So you're just marking down places where you don't understand. This is impeding your understanding of the literature. Andrews has argued passionately for the emergence of a Welsh national identity through Wales' culture alliance with the rugby team at the turn of the century. Okay, interesting. So this is all background information. He linked an internationally emerging United States with the International Forum of the Olympic Games and pointed out American athletes proselytizing. Again, I know what the word means, but that's just another good example of, what does this mean? Of the kind of thing you might do, right? Not that you don't know what this means. Of course you do, proselytizing. In political cultural arena, these people in different ways all point to the use of invented tradition in reconstituting. This is a good example of like dense, thick reading that you're going to find. So that's why you need to use the reading strategies. I mean, they're talking about Olympics, they're talking about sports, you can make connections to that. They're talking about these different cultures and how they deal with it. The cultural, political nature of how nations themselves determine just what their national sport concept. So they're talking about how the country itself feels about sports, right? It's national identity. It also helps to know what year, this is 1956. No, 1996. There you go. Come on in. So the main thing is that you use the note and use the instructions up here, especially in this box. You can hang out and say, I'm almost done. to do all these things in your annotations. Once you're done, then submit the assignment as usual. Make sure you click on anyone with the link, can edit. That way I can see your annotations. If you don't, I won't be able to see them. You know how it works. If you have any questions, please, email me. Okay, thanks.